Hey guys! All right, we're on session 5 of the reading workshop. This is called Some Character Traits Matter More Because They Affect the Rest of the Story. So go ahead and add this to your table of contents. And then once you've got that, turn to the next available page and write this at the top of your page. Some character traits matter more because they affect the rest of the story. And remember that you can always pause whenever you need to. All right. So, real quick, let's think about last night. Were you able to get some good reading in? I'm hoping that you're reading about 20 to 30 minutes a night. Remember that we have a 400-page goal for every month. You've got Dear Time in class, but I also want you to be reading at home. So, just think to yourself, am I making good progress in my book? If I'm not reading very much at home, I may or may not be making much progress. So, keep that at the forefront of your mind. All right. Now, today is an exciting day. We get to finish that short story in popularity, and we get to find out what happened to Will. And we're going to learn a very, very important truth about our characters when we're analyzing, and that is some character traits matter more than others because they affect the storyline. So far, we've been doing a lot of just kind of brainstorming a variety of character traits that apply to our characters. And now we're going to focus on the ones that matter the most because the plot changes due to those character traits. All right, so we're going to start here thinking about Will. You don't have to write this down in your notebook, just look at this. We know that Will is clever, and we know he has some determination, right? So far, we haven't finished the story. So, my question is sort of which matters more? Which do I care about more, his cleverness or his determination? So, as I'm thinking about these traits, I'll be able to weigh them properly if I think about the events that happen because of those character traits. So, if Will is able to pull off something super duper clever and get what he wants to and become popular because of it, then maybe his cleverness is really integral character trait. But if it's more like it's his determination, he just keeps trying again and again and again, and that's what gets him to be popular, then I would say his determination is what matters more. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to be reading the next piece of the story, and I want you to be listening very closely. You can totally close your eyes. You can put your head down on your desk while you listen. I want you to be thinking about the character traits that you feel are coming up for Will. All right. Remember that where I left off, Will was trying his best to get into the popular crowd. He was paying really close attention to what that jester kid was doing. I think his name was Mitch, because he thought that he could maybe be a jester too, because he thought he was kind of funny too. So maybe that's his way in. All right, here we go. I returned to the group every recess for 3 days. I stood unnoticed just outside the outer circle, waiting for my moment, for one joke or wisecraft that would make me popular. I knew I'd only get one chance to prove myself, and that if I failed, I would be sent back to the stables. And so, with the single mindedness of a scientist, I listened to the jokes that the other boys made, hoping to align my comic sensibilities with theirs. Now and then I found myself on the verge of saying something, but every time I opened my mouth to speak, Mitch would launch into another routine, and my moment passed, and I had to resign myself to yet another day in the dark. I did not know then that popularity has a lifespan and that Mitch's time was about to run out. So that was a little recap from last time. In your notes, let's write this down, piggybacking on what we've thought before. Okay? Character traits. This is in your reading notebook. I would say that Will has cleverness and he has determination. So in your notes, go ahead and make a big arrow, just like you see here. Put those two character traits. And the question is, what happens because of these character traits? Take a moment to write that down and think about the next piece of the story that I'm about to read to you. And think to yourself, which one is getting him maybe some success? Is it his cleverness? Is it his determination? What is it? Here we go. It is a sad fact of life that the clothes a child wears and how he wears them often determine his rank in school society. I knew it, Sean Owens knew it. Everyone in school knew it. So maybe it was carelessness or temporary insanity or a subconscious desire to step back into the stress free shadows of anonymity that caused Mitch Brockman to wear a yellow shirt with a yellow pair of pants. He might have gotten away with it if I hadn't left for school that same morning, unaware that one folded cuff of my jeans was noticeably lower than the other. As it was, the two of us were on a collision course that only one of us would survive. At recess on that fateful day, I took my customary place a foot from the popular boys, wondering if I'd ever get a chance to prove myself, and listened to Mitch tell another variation of his story about the Wienermobile. I pretended to enjoy this story as much as the others while my mind strayed to a dream world where I did not have to feel so out of place, and Mitch and Sean and I were the best of friends. And then, with a suddenness that jarred me back to reality, Mitch Brockman, a boy who had never noticed me, never seemed to know or care that I was alive, turned to me, pointed at my uneven pants, and said, "Someone needs a ruler." This was perhaps the wittiest remark he had ever made, and I froze. With 4 words, he had devastated all of my aspirations, defined me as a fool, and all but condemned me to a life of shame and obscurity. I could see my future, my boyhood self, crumbling to dust. And as I heard the laughter and felt the heat of the spotlight upon me, I pointed at Mitch's yellow pants and shirt, and I said, "Someone else needs a mirror. You look like a canary." Then, with the grace of a magician's assistant, I raised my left arm in a presentational gesture and I said, "Boys, I give you Tweety Bird." All right, I'm going to stop right there for a second. Okay, look at your notes. We've got cleverness, we've got determination, and what just happened? What just happened is that we had Will face to face with Mitch, and when confronted, Will was able to stand up for himself, but not just stand up and defend himself. He actually kind of swung back, right? He kind of hit his opponent. So I would even call that maybe not determination, but ruthlessness. That was harsh, right? He came right back and he called him a canary. He said, "Boys, they give you Tweety Bird," right? He is clearly out to get Mitch. So I'm crossing off the word determination in my notes. And I'm writing in ruthlessness. I think it's just more than determination. It's ruthlessness. And what happened? Will mocks Mitch. That's how I know that he's ruthless. All right, now the question is, where is this going to get him? Is this going to be a successful turn of events for him or not? Okay, let's keep reading and find out. And remember that we are going to be adjusting our notes as we go. I heard the laughter and felt the heat. And then it was all over. As the volume of the laughter doubled, Mitch seemed to vanish. And that day, on that playground, Sean Owen's laughter was heard for the first time. In an instant, Mitch Brockman became Tweety Bird, and I, an absolute nonentity, became somebody. And then somebody special, someone to seek out, someone to follow. Sean Owen's first jester and best friend. The entire transformation was complete in a matter of months. All right. So we're thinking now again about our character traits. Was being ruthless successful? Well, what happened? Let's think about the turn of events. Will ended up replacing Mitch. Will now gets to be in the popular crowd. So let's alter our notes one more time. And where it says cleverness, that cleverness was helpful, right? Will mocked Mitch's clothes. Write that down. He did it at the last minute, just spur of the moment. He came up with a funny joke. He mocked those clothes with his cleverness. Then Will was able to replace Mitch and become popular. So the conclusion here is that the cleverness and the ruthlessness were successful. That means the cleverness and the ruthlessness are important character traits because they led to an important plot event. Okay. Now, I'm going to read a little bit more and listen carefully. Let's see what happens at the end of the story. During this time, Mitch became a less and less vocal part of the group, telling fewer and fewer stories until finally, the following year, he was gone. To another school, perhaps, or to another state, or another country I never knew. No one knew because no one noticed. No one had called him for months. But my phone rang. My weekends were filled with sleepovers and baseball games and bowling parties, bicycle races, and more new friends than I knew what to do with. And I did not trust one of them because I knew then that I was standing on sand and was only a yellow shirt and a pair of pants away from the oak trees where the two Allens were still looking for four-leaf clovers. All right. And that is where our story ends for today. Remember that the book that I'm reading from has several chapters. So each chapter is Will in a different stage of his life. So we will get to revisit Will when he gets a little bit older. But I find that to be a very interesting ending to this chapter. That Will knows he's in a very precarious situation, that he's basically just, what do you say, a yellow shirt and a pair of pants away from the oak trees where the two Allens were still looking for four-leaf clovers. So he knows he can get knocked down at any moment. So it's a scary spot to be in. But what did we learn? He was successful. It worked out for him. All right. We're going to add this to our anchor chart. Here is the lesson for today. We need to know that some traits matter more than others because they affect the rest of the story. Know that some traits matter more than others because they affect the rest of the story. And if you want to, you can draw that little scale in. I'm a visual learner, so I would definitely kind of pencil this into the margin of my paper. The ruthlessness really helped him out. The bitterness, the bitterness didn't do much for him, but being ruthless really did. So I'm going to call Will ruthless. All right, feel free to pause if you need to. So whenever you're reading, make sure that you have a plan for your reading. Make sure that you're thinking about the character traits and think about which character traits are making a difference in the plot of your story. If it's not making much of a difference in the plot, then it may or may not be a very significant character trait. Give more weight to the character traits that change the plot. And now it is your turn. You guys will be heading into your book nooks and you'll be practicing this strategy. So in your reading notebook, I want you to do something similar with what we did with Will. Jot a few character traits about your main character and then think about the plot. What has happened so far? If you're at the very beginning of your book, it might be a little bit harder for you to do this. You might need to read a little bit more. However, if you're, say, in the middle or towards the end, you can certainly do this. Think about the plot events and which character traits led to those plot events. Okay? And then read. I'm hoping that you have a solid maybe 20 minutes right now to read. When I look at your reading notebook tomorrow, I hope to see that you have the character traits with the plot events linked. All right, guys. Well done. I will see you soon.